I asked Reddit how not to f up a PC build. The results were interesting. Now look, I want to preface this by saying don't believe everything you see on the internet. Unless I said it, and then it's true. But I have built and sold over 50 PCs this year, so I am interested to see what Reddit got right and what they got wrong. Let's get into it. According to Smelly Old Man, the biggest mistake they see is getting admittedly often nice, but entirely closed off cases ruining your temps. Looking at you, NZXT. This one I agree with. Some cases, like the NZXT H10, are notorious for their bad thermal performance. Gamers Nexus did a great video on it. When you are working with higher end components like an i9-14900K, you need all the airflow you can get. Even when looking at cases at the budget end of the market, generally you want to look for cases that have 2 intake fans and 1 exhaust, which is commonly called a push-pull configuration. Otherwise, you end up like Alienware with parts that can't even reach their advertised clock speeds due to thermal throttling. Hey, it's a good start for Reddit's advice.
Warning, you are not subscribed. The beatings will continue until subscriber count is improved.
The biggest mistake, according to our friend Absurd Nerd Repair, is using an AIO at all. Just don't make no darned sense to me. Look, I kinda understand the point he's making, but AIOs have their place. For small form factor builds, sometimes the best way to keep temps in check is to use an AIO. Cases like the Cooler Master NR200 have no real intake fans for an air cooler due to the solid front panel. This would choke out many high-end parts. Also, overclocking enthusiasts will let you know the only way to get that extra 10 to 15% out of a CPU is to keep it cool with an AIO. I think Reddit missed the mark with this one. The next bit of sage advice we get comes from Prestigious Company 64. They say, cheaping out on a case will end badly. Spend a few extra pounds or dollars to avoid hair tearing out frustration. Again, I think Reddit's wrong. I've used a lot of cheap cases over the years and it's been mostly a good experience. I think most of the frustration with cheap cases is in the build experience, but you only build it once or twice in a case's lifetime really, with maybe 1 or 2 upgrades. As long as the case performs well and looks nice, I think the $50 you save going with an Okeanos Cypress 3 is worth it over a Fractal Meshify 2C. Up next, It Points says, GPU should be at least half your total cost / overspending on everything but GPU. This one, I mostly agree with. If you have a $700 build, depending on your use case, your GPU should cost about $300. Something like an RX 6700 XT or a B580 are great options. And they don't really limit the CPU that you can afford, so you're not going to end up with a massive bottleneck. Generally speaking, about half your budget is a good rule of thumb. I gotta say, good job, Reddit. Rip Nikki V says the biggest pitfall they see is spending more than $80 on a case or cooler on a $1,000 budget. This one I agree with almost entirely. At budgets $1,000 and under, every dollar you save on a case or a cooler, you can put back into a better CPU or a better GPU. And if you save $30 on a case, $20 on a cooler, and $15 on fans, you can go from a Ryzen 5 7600X to a Ryzen 7 7700X. This doesn't mean aesthetics don't mean anything, but I think performance is generally the priority. ETN Mystic recommends against getting some random F to D tier PSU because it's cheap. They say at least consult the PSU tier list and pick something a little better to pair with your $2,000 build. Yeah, I generally recommend against using pipe bombs too. I would be lying if I said I haven't done it, though now I know the meta PSUs at all price points, and I do not think the risk is worth it in a custom build. Not if you plan on stressing it anyway, or care about efficiency, or don't like fire. Successful Price 514 says, don't ignore budget brands, particularly with cooling. They've seen lots of people spend huge amounts of money on an AIO from Lee & Lee or $90 for fans from Noctua. PC cooling is a category where you can get 95% of the performance for 30% of the money. Look into brands like Deep Cool or Thermalright who sell very good products at a fraction of the price of the premium brands. Hey, look, I mean, this is spot on. If you're going to take one thing away from this video, understand that Thermalright is by far the best budget brand for cooling. It's not even close. From $55 360mm AIOs that actually perform well to some of the best value tower coolers, look, it's hard to top the value that Thermalright is constantly offering. Hey, that was good. Yeah. You're gonna send the money? Thanks. But seriously, they are great. And I'm not famous enough to get paid. But just as easy as successful price giveth good advice, they giveth bad advice. They say one of the big mistakes that wastes money is overspending on the CPU. Lots of new PC builders will search best CPU for gaming and end up with a 9800X3D with a mid-range GPU for 1440p. Then they go on to say the only people that need a CPU like that are people with 5090s or 4090s. Or people who play esports games and need to max out their 500Hz monitor. Look, first off, majority of PC gamers play esports games. Every time you look at the Steam hardware survey, what's topping it? Valorant, CSGO, esports games. But I want to give a good faith example. Let's use the latest and not greatest 5000 series cards to drive this point home. If you spend $300, you're getting a 5060, which is a mediocre improvement over a last generation product for mostly the same price. But you found $200, and now you can afford a 5070, which is a mediocre improvement over the last generation product for mostly the same price. In other words, not great value. But if you had a 9600X in your cart and you took that same $200 you found, you can go from a great CPU for gaming to one of the best in the world with a 7800X3D. This isn't Sandy Bridge, Ivy Bridge, Broadwell, Haswell stagnation. There's just better value in CPUs right now than GPUs. Rounding out our Reddit roundup would be Fabulous Floor 2496, saying probably the biggest mistake people make is not considering or budgeting for an appropriate monitor. Pairing a $700 GPU with a 27-inch 1080p monitor is a waste of money. Look, I thought this was really a great point. It's not that I see it a lot, but it's something to consider. If you're getting your first PC and you have $1,000 to spend, you need to account for a monitor, a mouse, keyboard, mic, headphones, probably speakers. A bad monitor can really ruin what would otherwise be a great gaming experience. Again, I don't see it a lot, but you should consider your peripherals when buying. And yes, the keen-eyed among you probably noticed that this post was taken down on Reddit. It was taken down for self-promotion, even though I didn't mention my YouTube channel. I just said I was making a YouTube video. Nevertheless, it's kind of funny. But anyways, I want to thank you so much for sticking with me to the end of the video. But if you haven't seen my first video, a $100 PC build guide for 2025, it'll be here. Or here. I've never done this before. It'll be here's. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, stay lucky.